How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of collab pastry sour time in the form of Other Half Brewing and Mortalis Brewing. This is their I Have Fillings for you. You get it? Wah, wah. This is, let's see, an Imperial pastry sour ale with Concord grape pies, cinnamon, vanilla, and milk sugar. 8.2%. And this was filled less than a month ago. I got this from Paul from Mortalis. Thank you very much, homie. I finally got to go to Mortalis. I'm on my way back from my Buffalo trip. I had to stop there. I stopped there, hung out with Paul, shot the shit, drank some beers. Didn't stay long, maybe about an hour, and went on my way. When I was up there, people were actually like, man, you need to go to Other Half Rochester, which is why they did a collab. They're right down the street from these guys. Not the only reason why they did it, but and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to go up to Rochester. And lo and behold, it's Other Half Rochester isn't in Rochester or anywhere close to Rochester. It's actually like way east of Mortalis, about 20, 30 minutes east. So I went there too. So there you go. Same breweries. Both breweries, I should say. Same day. Label-wise, it's I was going to say Alchemist. It's not Alchemist. It's Other Half. It's what they do. Pastry sour. You're talking about, they didn't put Concord grapes in here, mind you. They put Concord grape pies in here with cinnamon, vanilla, and milk sugar. So pastry sour, spilling this shit everywhere. I don't know why I just don't do it like that, like a normal human being. Sometimes it happens. Look at that. Just looks like raspberry juice, to be perfectly honest with you. It's got a nose. I mean, I get vanilla, I get cinnamon. I don't really get any kind of grapiness off of this. It comes off definitely like a pie confectionery thing, almost like a graham crackery crusty thing. I don't know if they actually put the pies in there, but I'm getting that. So cinnamon, vanilla, and milk sugar. So you definitely get the vanilla, you definitely get the cinnamon, but I'm not really getting much. Man, I'm spilling shit everywhere. Like, off my game. I like it. I think it smells fun. I think it smells like one of those new school kind of pastry sours, but it's not overly sweet. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. I mean, looking at this, you're just like, hey, diabetes. Not really getting that much in the nose. Let's see what the taste has. Cheers. That's kind of reserved. I thought it was going to be way sweeter. You're talking about one of these Imperial pastry sours. You're talking about 8.2%. I figured this was going to be cranked to fucking 11. Everything was going to be like off the hook, volume, out of control, and it's not that. The mouth feels thin, even for, one of these kind of kettle sour, Imperial kettle sours. You expect at this ABV to have a little bit of density. It's really not much there. Not necessarily a bad thing for this style of beer. It goes down a little bit easier. The grape comes off as a subtle, like, bubblicious kind of grapiness. It's very watery. It's not super big. It's probably the smallest note in the whole point of the beer. Soft gratiness right above that. And then you start to get in that kind of combination of vanilla and milk sugar and cinnamon kind of tied for first. Even then, they're not over the top. They're not the most vibrant parts of the beer. But everything's kind of reserved here, and it's just something you don't think about when it comes to these pastry sours. And, with Other Half and Mortalis kind of combining together, you expect it to be crazy bonker shit. And, the premise is crazy bonker shit because, throw pies and shit. It comes off way more reserved, way more cohesive than I thought it would be. And I kind of like it. The biggest knock for me for this, let's put it this way. Biggest knock for me is that this isn't 4.5%. It is 8%. I know I usually bang on the hazy IPAs that are way too high in ABV for me. That is a personal preference. I know a lot of people kind of really go, okay, I like that combination of big beer that drink small. I can kind of get this. I've had beers that taste exactly like this. Actually, a good hefty sack full. What does that mean? I don't know. Breweries that make this kind of, pastry sour at like 4.5%. So it's kind of like unneeded ABV. I mean, the other portion of the show, when I talk about the hazies, a lot of breweries I don't think can get that impact without getting that higher ABV. I see a lot of people do it, so it's just a little bit higher than what I'd want, but at the same time, it's a pastry sour.